That was one of the most entertaining and exciting combines we've ever seen. Let's talk about it. Now, the tight end class wasn't the most special thing coming into the combine, but both tight ends Kenyon Sadiq and Eli Stowers put up really great combines, with Sadiq putting a 4.39 40-yard dash, a 11-foot 1 broad jump, and a 43.5-inch vertical. That puts him first, third, and second all time in those stats in combine history. Meanwhile, Stowers jumped 45.5 inches in the air, which is now currently the combine record for a tight end in NFL history. I do not think that this is a bright quarterback class at all. I'm going to keep it there. Fernando Mendoza, Heisman winner, led Indiana to a perfect season. Obvious number one pick. I think he's going to be great in the NFL. But, dude, the rest of the quarterbacks in this class are just not it. Ty Simpson is the only other QB in this class that stands out to me as a guy who could be a starter for a significant amount of time. But I just don't see any of the other QBs in this draft being starters. I think they're mostly just backups waiting to get drafted. Gonna say that. And Carson Beck was getting booed because of the fact that he refused to handshake Fernando Mendoza after Miami and Indiana's national championship. It was rough for the QBs in this combine, for sure. This year's receiver class is going to be pretty exciting. I really like what this receiver class has to show. Obviously, Carnell Tate, probably still the receiver one, although with a 4.54 and none of the drills to go with it, I'm starting to wonder if he was trying to hurt his draft stock a little bit and, try not to end up with the Titans or the Jets, possibly. Jordan Tyson, he looked pretty solid. The 26 bench press reps definitely helped his draft stock a lot, to say the least. Mekhi Lemon, one of the shorter receivers in the class, definitely looks pretty good, and I do see him being maybe the receiver 2 out of this class. Casey Concepcion looked pretty good at the combine. Obviously, Elijah Surratt looked really good. Omar Cooper Jr. with a 4.42 also looked really well. And I think if the Raiders want to get a target for Mendoza, you got to aim for either Cooper or Surratt, because getting one of Mendoza's college buddies will definitely help out with how Mendoza looks in year one. And then finally, Denzel Boston hurt his draft stock a lot. When you don't have a 40-yard dash or bench press reps to show and you only get a 35-inch vertical, you make people kind of wonder how good you'll look in the NFL. It definitely got me thinking about where I want to place him coming into the league. This year's edge rusher class is stacked. Obviously, David Bailey had a really great combine with his 4.5 flat 40-yard dash, ranking best among defensive ends and defensive tackles, among best on the defensive line position. Also putting in a 10'9" broad jump in the process. And at 6'4", 240, I think he will have no problem adjusting into the NFL. Then you've got Reuben Bain Jr., probably the edge rusher that's going to go first off the board, but with a 30 7/8 inches arm length, there's questions, because there's only ever been 2 players drafted since 1999 with a shorter arm length than him, and only 1 player in the past 10 years has recorded a sack with sub-31 size arms. This raises questions on how good he will be. I still think he's going to thrive, but he might have a hard time being able to get reach tackles. And then finally, Keldrick Falk, who was projected to be the 3rd edge rusher off the board. He looks fine, nothing special there. 9'9" broad jump and 35-inch vertical jump. It's solid for an edge rusher, but when you're 6'6" and 270 pounds, it's not going to be easy to put up insanely athletic numbers. I think Keldrick Falk will be just fine in the NFL. Running back Jeremiah Love and former Doak Walker Award winner just proved that he does in fact have that dog in him with a 4.36 40-yard dash, showing that he is the best running back in this class. Now, personally, that bar is pretty low. Then there is not very many great running backs in this class, with the next highest and best prospect in this class being former teammate of Love, Jadarian Prince. but I just don't see anything special coming from him or any of the other backs in this class. Give me Jeremiah Love to be the running back from this class that makes headlines in the future. Finally, I feel like I have to mention receiver Jacoby Lane. I believe Jacoby Lane will be a star in the NFL. He came into the Combine as a not really known player, but coming out of the Combine, he is going to be on teams' draft boards. With a 4.47 40-yard dash, which isn't the greatest, but it looks pretty great when you put it next to his 10'9" broad jump and 40.5-inch vertical. They're not super fantastic numbers, but they're good enough numbers to get you on a team's watch board, and I truly believe that Jacoby Lane could be a solid talent in the NFL. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below if you want more long-form videos. I can do more if you guys want them, but I felt like I needed to do a full overview of the Combine. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.